So a good way to show you how to fret a chord is, let's use a capo. This is called a capo. You put it on the fret so you can play the same shape on a higher key, okay? So for example, if you know your D major down here, that's a D major chord, or a G major, like this, or an A. So you're stuck to that shape in the original key, D, G, A. Now if you need to play E, A, B, right? With using the same shape, you just put the second, your capo on the second fret here, and you can still use the same shape, D, G, and A. But you're still using the same shape as before, but the key is different now because of the raised chord, okay? Now here's a good example. Is I'll play an E minor chord, and notice how my two fingers like this. I'm gonna use my middle finger and my ring finger. So this one here, okay, it's a good way to see that. You see here, there's a gap right here, and I'm really using just my fingertips. Now before actually adding pressure, I just put it on the surface, just like so. And then when I'm about to play, that's the only time I add a pressure. Okay, I'm using my thumb as support behind, so I'm kind of doing this shape here, like this. Okay, right here. So I'm going to play an E minor shape here with a capo on the second fret. That makes it an F sharp minor. Now let me play it, okay? There, that's a good example of how the shape of your hands and fingers should look like when you're fretting a chord, specifically this E minor chord. Now take that as your base, okay, as your guideline. And now let's play an A major, same thing. Now we are involving three fingers, 1, 2, and 3 fingers. In the inner strings, the second, third, and fourth string. Inside the second fret from the capo. This is when you put a capo on, by the way, consider that as a 0 fret. So this 0 fret, this is the first fret, and this is the second fret. Now I'm gonna do the same idea of fretting with 3 fingers like this. You see, again, there's a gap here, and then just my fingertips, and I'm still using my thumb like this. Okay, so I'm doing that shape here. I know it looks like it's not relaxed, but I'm actually relaxed. Just not moving, just making the shape, but your hands are relaxed. Okay, it's curled up. All your joints are curled up, not like that. It's curled up. So you do that shape on A here on the second fret. From the capo, it will form an actual B major chord. Yeah, you see there the gap in my hand. That's it. Okay, one more chord, and let's look at the D major. I know you're familiar with D major shape, but you're using a capo on the second fret, so it will be actually an E major because we're raised 2 half steps up, or 2 frets higher. And if you make the shape again with the same idea of curling your fingers like this, and you see there's a gap again between the fretboard and this part of my hand, this part of my fingers, okay? And here it is again. All right, so that's a good view for beginners to see what's going on, okay? So take that concept, take that idea, and try to form your basic open chords and see how you do. All right? I hope this helps you out. I'll see you in the next one.